Yes.
Alright, hello. I'm here with Set It Off. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Cody Carson and I sing.
Alright, cool. So how are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm a little tired. You know, we've been having some crazy nights on the bus, which have been nice. I've been kind of like initiated almost.
Crazy nights.
I have some, well, just like, you know, some drinking, some hanging out. We're not like killing anybody. So. But no, I'm having a really good time. I'm having a blast.
Has it been a good tour so far?
Oh, amazing! Like almost every date has ended up selling out with like once we joined onto the tour.
Yeah.
Yellow Card has been amazing. Very nice for them to bring us out on the tour.
Yeah.
Light Torches just joined on recently after Blackout stopped, and they're great as well. So,
awesome.
But the shows themselves have been crazy. Kids losing their minds, like don't even have to ask for a mosh, but they just open up and go crazy, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Do you think that your audience is kind of like, does it fit well with the audience of like Yellow Card?
Because like what I like about our sound is like we've toured with Glass Cloud, which is like a heavy band, and then we've toured with like Yellow Card now. So we're able to cater our set to fit, certain bands, and I think people are really taking to the poppier side of Set It Off, like songs like Dreamcatcher and stuff like that. But the crowd is, like we play right before Yellow Card, they're responding very well.
Yeah.
So oh
that's great.
Loving it.
Have you been able to see some of the city here?
Not yet, not today yet. I walked around for a little bit by the train station, but I wasn't able to check out much. But I try to explore as much as I can.
Yeah.
And I know
it's a beautiful city.
Oh, it is. It's amazing. I know tomorrow we're gonna go to Amsterdam. We have a day off.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome. We live in Amsterdam.
Oh no way.
City.
That's awesome. Yeah, I heard it's beautiful there, and I just want to, I have to go.
Yeah. You're gonna go for the touristic stuff?
Oh yeah, I'm a tourist all the way. Like we went to Italy and I went to Rome, and the first thing I did was went to the Colosseum.
Yeah. So the first thing you're gonna do is go to the red light district?
Probably. I gotta check it out. I don't know. That's what everyone says. You gotta go to the red light district. So probably will.
It's an experience.
Oh yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's gonna happen.
All right, awesome. So you have like a day off tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow's a day off, and I mean you can do whatever you want with your day off. Some people split up and go relax, maybe get like a massage or something. And I like if it's like overseas, like over here. I've never been overseas before. It's my first time in any other country besides the United States that's not Canada. And so I get really excited, so I like to go out and see things.
Awesome.
Oh yeah, it's really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You must like going everywhere in another city.
You gotta take it all in, because we only have so much time everywhere we go.
Yeah, and that's a bad thing, because you only have like
like a day per country. It's weird, like we went to sleep in Zurich, woke up in the Netherlands. Like that's crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
But it's really cool. It's a dream come true.
So some time ago, last year, you released Cinematics, and I have to say, it was honestly one of my favorite
records. Thank you.
Of that year. I even put it in my top 10 of records that I really liked from last year. So how's it been received by other people?
That's what thank you again for that. But it's been received really well, it seems. Like the thing that I noticed that happens most is people seem to really connect with the lyrics.
Yeah.
Because I always write about things that I've been through, personal experiences, and I try to, because I know anything you've been through, someone's been through a similar situation. So I try to find ways to help people latch onto that. Because when I was growing up, I would always, if I had a rough day, I'd go into my room and blast my music. And those songs, like New Found Glory, Sticks and Stones album was like the first album that really did that for me. And it's got me through so many tough times. And so people will come up to us and tell us that like our music, the quote that hits home is that they say like, our music saved their life.
Yeah.
And that is the quote that's like, it pushes me more to write more songs like that. Because you could easily just write a song that's like on the radio, like, go to the club, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so, but we don't want to do that, So the whole point of Cinematics is to, in a very theatrical way, take you through the stories of like my life and what we've been through.
Yeah.
And but with the Cinematics thing, what we wanted to do is lyrically, I wanted to present like a storyline. So like I want you to feel like you're sitting down for a short movie. If you close your eyes, I want you to be able to physically feel and see everything. Yeah. So we try to paint a picture with it. But that was the style that we went to. Thank you. And so far, we hit record sales for us that we've ever done.
Yeah.
We were able to raise around $5,000, I think it was, for Music Saves Lives, which is a VH1 organization that like gives money to music education programs, which is where I got my start. Like I was a classical major and stuff, I'm really proud of this record.
That way you also help other people.
Exactly. So we see people like
we
see people like latch on to organizations, and I don't want to ever just go like do an organization just because it makes you look good. It has to be something that you really believe in.
Yeah.
And music education made me who I am today, so that was something that we really latched onto and really pushed.
What is it in musical education that helped you to get where you're now?
Well, if it wasn't for music education, I wouldn't. It really developed my work ethic. It developed. I met Dan Claremont because of that. We were in like the marching band and stuff. Yeah. It really shaped a lot of my principles and morals. I did an article about it in AP Magazine. I did an op-ed, and I just talked about like stories like. There was ups, there was downs, but there was all a learning experience. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have half the knowledge musically that I have today.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. In what way do you think your music saves other people's lives?
I think what it is just that people like latch onto that situation. Like they know. I always make it a firm point to know like I'm no different than you. You know, like I'm just a kid that followed a dream and it's working out. And I've stood in your shoes, I've been where you've been, and I think that the fact that they see that and they're like, oh, this relates exactly to this time in my life. And I think it's a coping tool, it's an outlet. Yeah. When you come to shows, like you see people in mosh pits and people are like, why are they doing that? Yeah. Well, it's because it's an outlet. They get all their pent-up aggression out.
Yeah.
When we're on stage, that's an outlet for us. And we lose our minds. Like, doesn't even, like, I'm like, how I am with you right now is nothing like how I am on stage. And it's like a switch flips on, but it feels incredible. And I think that it's just the fact that people can reach out and feel like a part of a family.
Yeah, wow, that's beautiful. Do you think people can still relate to you now, even though you're like more famous?
Oh yeah, because I mean, it doesn't matter like where you are stature-wise. Like you're still gonna go through the same stuff. Still have relationship problems. Still have issues like abandonment. Like Swan Song is about how one of my best friends that we swore we would never lose touch just completely abandoned me. And that's just that subject alone, abandonment. I could say like use the word friend in the song, but I didn't. I didn't say he or she. I just directed it at a person. So that anyone who's been abandoned by, whether it be like a mother or father that wasn't there for them when they were a kid, or anything like that, they can latch onto that song.
Alright. Do you think your songs are, because like when I think about cinematics, I think about things that are really, they're not abstract, they're really like, you can really visualize what you're going through, but on the other hand, you're saying that you can apply it on anyone, so that makes it a bit abstract.
It's different, it's like, it's funny is I don't even like think about it that much, it just kind of happens. Like, that's cool, I never thought about that though. Like, one of the reasons why we went with the term cinematics is everyone would say about our like lyrics, like, you can see it. Like, you can see where you're at, and so, it's not that I try to, like, I guess I get kind of carried away sometimes with it. Like, for instance, when I was writing Nightmare, lyrically I wanted to tell people about my anxieties, but I didn't want to be like, I have anxieties, it really sucks, you know? So I was like, what if I turned it into like, because basically anxieties are things that are there that aren't there. You know, like you worry about nothing and nothing happens. So like, what if it was like a person basically running away from these ghosts or demons that no one else can see but him? And so I tried to metaphorically tell the story of this guy losing his mind. And then in the bridge of the song, I had a lot of fun with this part. Is I basically painted the picture of what an anxiety attack feels like. In the sense of, it's like you're looking down off of a skyscraper, and then you jump off, and then you're like, okay, I'm about to die, and then as soon as you hit the ground, you're back up at the top, and you're just like, what even happened? Because you lose your mind in this like ideal. It's like it gets overtakes you, your skin gets cold, it's nuts, and then once it's over, you're like, what was I afraid of in the first place? So it's trying to find a way to tell stories, because everyone's told a story the same way. Everything's already been done musically. It's just finding a way to tell your story.
Oh, it's interesting that you do it in like cinematic. But have you ever had an anxiety attack yourself? Oh yes, that song was inspired by a specific one I had at a movie theater, and I was out on a trip with some friends, and we went to see, I think it was Daredevil, so it was a while ago. When Daredevil was in theaters, I feel so old. So I'm at the top of the movie theater, like at the seat waiting for the movie to start, and then out of nowhere, I just get this worry that one of my parents is hurt. I don't know why, it was so dumb, it's just I'm worried that my mom got in a car crash or something. So I started telling myself, no, it's nothing, it'll go away. So but then it started getting worse. The more I was thinking about, hey, don't think about it, the more I thought about it. So then I ran down the stairs and I went to grab my phone to call my mom, and there's the second verse is all about that. It says, wait, something doesn't feel right, no, something seems wrong, I've been feeling this way for far too long. As my vision gets blurred, my skin's getting colder. Is like, that's what happened. I got this tunnel vision, and like I felt like I lost blood in my, it was crazy. And then I literally collapsed to the ground in the lobby of the movie theater and just screamed, help me. And it was nuts. I thought I was dying. Where did that come from?
I don't know, that's the thing. And I think that's what's weird about panic attacks. You can't really explain it. Like I'm getting worked up thinking about it. Like, you get really anxious, and then just you get attacked mentally by yourself.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Like, do you think it might be something extraordinary?
I don't know. No, because I know that they're pretty common. Like a lot of people latch on that song because they're like, yeah, I get panic attacks all the time. People have them in different grades. Like that was a pretty intense one.
Yeah.
But some people can have like little minor ones. Now, like when I'm at anxiety-wise, I still have anxieties. I have really dumb fears. Like every time a car drives by, I'm like, it's gonna be a drive-by. It's like it's so, but I don't get scared. I'm just like, I'm at the point where it's just whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. But I think life is better that way, just to like go with the flow of everything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh wow, what did you do after you had that panic attack? Did you
Well,
call your
a security guard picked me up, physically picked me up and set me down on a bench, and then I don't know if he called my mom or I called my mom.
Yeah.
She came and picked me up, and then I just went home. And I was so confused because I had no idea what was causing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, I'm fine now. I haven't had like a severe one since then, but
yeah.
I think I have it more under control now. But I know people out there have gone through that, so I wanted to write a song of that topic.
Yeah, I also heard a lot of the album is about like just enjoying life to the fullest.
Because like I don't want to just talk about like negative things because then it's just a bummy record. Like you don't want to listen to like this makes me sad, you know? Like what I like to do.
How do you want people to feel when there's the record?
It depends on the song really. Like they're all like Nightmare. Like I was just talking about. Like the bridge starts with like like you're plunging through the ground, if only you could fly, and like then you end up right back where you were. So it's like realizing, oh, everything's okay. Dreamcatcher is all about chasing the one thing, and there's going to be people that tell you you can't do it, but we're going to make it, sort of thing. Like I'll usually introduce some sort of negativity in the beginning, but that gives you the conflict so you can resolve it at the end. So like I kind of think of it like a movie storyline.
Yeah. Like
if everything, like if you want to make a movie, you have to have contrast. You can't just have a movie go like up with nothing down because then you don't feel anything. I want to take someone through a range of emotions in 3 minutes 15 seconds, and so I do whatever I can to make that happen.
I think that I really like that song.
Oh, thank you.
That's so emotional.
That was a hard one to write. I was working on that one since 2008, and because my dad passed due to cancer in 2008, and I wanted to write a tribute to him in a song. And I'm over analytical, and I'm picky, and a perfectionist, and I was never satisfied with that song until this album.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, but that's like a real emotion.
Yeah.
It's a roller coaster, that song.
Because like in that song as well, like there's sad parts, but there's also optimism. Like I know you're looking down on me, and and also like looking back on memories we used to have.
Yeah. Is it hard to perform something that's like I don't know if you performed on stage as well? But
yeah, we've only done it like a couple times, but surprisingly, it's not hard. It's the opposite. It's easy because it's like the songs that I write, the lyrics I write are me getting out things that I keep pent up inside. Yeah. So every time I sing a song that's about that topic, that's just me, like getting over something.
Yeah, it's so
it's
real.
Therapy. It really is. It's therapeutic to me.
Yeah, I also you told me that in a previous interview that like writing songs is like therapy for you.
Yeah.
In what sort of way does it work therapeutically for you?
Well, I guess instead of me going to a therapist and talking to them about my problems, my therapist is my laptop. Like I am talking to myself basically, and I'm writing it out. And it's like, what's something you love to do? You love to do like interviews and work with people. Like and this for you, like it must make you happy.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
finding something that you love that makes you happy. If you do that when you're upset, it just kind of erases the. So playing the songs, writing the songs, writing the lyrics, all it is just it's kind of like a mental distraction and a way to emote. And get it all out. So that's what I love about it so much. And that's why it's therapy to me.
And does that make you feel happy then?
Oh, yes. I feel great. After every show, like, I'm just on cloud nine. Because I get to meet all these people that actually give a shit about my band and, like, the stuff that I do, Like, it's, like, validation. And so, like, you play a show for what I consider a family. Everyone's so tight-knit. And then you come down, you get to meet everybody.
Are you really close to your friends?
Oh, yeah. We have a bracelet on our table. It's kind of bold. It's like, set it off is family. We don't even call our fans fans. We like to call them the SIO family. And it's because I don't know, like when people come up to us and be like, hey, I met my best friend at your show. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like, it's so cool. Or they'll give us hugs and like, it's really like just like building a family. They look out for us online and like in person. If anyone talks crap about us and vice versa, it's really cool.
Don't you think it's weird that the fans kind of like look up to you?
No, I honestly it's kind of cool because then you feel like an older brother. You know, like that's kind of how it is. Like, you know, like you give them advice, and they ask for advice, and I'm more than willing to give it to them if they want to hear it. You know, I don't want to tell them anything they don't want to hear.
What kind of advice do you give them?
Well, a lot of times the hardest one, and this is a kind of a tough subject to talk about, is like people will try to talk to me about how they've been cutting, and it bums me out when people tell me that, because like I'm worried sometimes that people will just say it, and even if they don't mean it. But that talk is like, listen, all you're doing is leaving permanent memories of bad times in your life. That, or people are worried about, you know, what's going on with stuff at home. People just want to vent, you know. And I'm willing to be that person.
Well, that's really beautiful, because I think a lot of like musicians don't really listen to their fans.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
there are some people. You're right.
Yeah, if you really listen to them, because you're really like a role model.
It's cool. Like, it's weird. It's surreal, like, to hear this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, because you know, I'm a 24-year-old kid who loves playing music, and honestly, it's so cool that they are feeling comfortable enough to even say some of the stuff they do.
Are you comfortable with being a role model for them?
Yeah, honestly, as long as I just have to, you know, make sure I'm a good role model. I know, like, nobody's perfect.
Do you think you're a good role model?
I don't know. Like, people throw out the word perfect too easily, and I know I make mistakes. I know I have problems. I think that I care enough to be a role model, but I don't think it's socially acceptable to be like, I'm a role model. You know what I mean? That's a douchey thing to say. But I will accept it if they choose to see me as that. And I hope that we can, you know, take over the world together. It'll be fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
It was really nice.
It's a lot of fun.